What is going on, everyone? Scape here, and today I have episode 6 of our Stacked from Scratch series. So, for those of you unaware of what this series is, quickly summarize it for you guys. I'm basically restarting over on my account. I am not allowed to use all of the upgrades such as Greater Ricochet, Greater Barge, the Tier 99 prayers. I have to unlock them at every single boss that I intend to use them, doing specific challenges. And the other main goal of this account is essentially just to get to the end game from nothing. The main objective of this series is actually so that I can make guides for you guys at all levels of the game. I can make guides with lower level setups because I've actually had to force myself to play the game in 2021 with a lower level setup. I can then actually show you guys how I do it with a higher level setup because that's what I've been doing for the past 2 years. So the whole point of this series is something that you guys can follow along, see the upgrades that I pick, see how I'd recommend to do each bosses at each stage of the game, and overall it's been really fun doing, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you are enjoying it, drop a like on the video and feel free to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future episodes and any other guides that we've got coming to the channel. So a bit of bad news for these first few clips. As you can see on screen now, I only recorded half of the screen, but just to quickly summarize it for you, I completed another Hellweir Reaper. And then after completing the Reaper task, we were actually able to pick ourselves up a new PR with the new gear setup that we have. And we was able to actually get a 41-second kill, which not too bad if I say so myself. And then after that, we actually were able to pick ourselves up a Wander the Sidewheel, which is a nice 10 mil. Like, drops like these are always welcome. We needed this for the log as well. So, yeah, this was a really nice item to pick up this early on the grind. Last thing, for that hour of Hellweir that we done, we were able to make 18.3 mil, as you can see by half of my loot box right there. Just after doing that hour of Hellweir, I actually went and checked my captain's log at ports, and we were actually able to get another 10 ancient bones, so this will give us another 4 hours of our Vampirism Scrimshaw. We got another bone mission that we've sent out, and hopefully this one comes back as well. So I feel like doing a bit of skilling on old school, so while I do that, I'm just going to plot myself at Via Watches on RS3. I've made my screen really small, as you can see in the footage, and this is just so that I can have a load of things up on my monitor at the same time. I'd recommend anyone out there, like if you want to play other games, literally just make your client as small as possible, rearrange it as I've done here, and just AFK away while doing other things. Obviously, don't do it to the point where you don't enjoy playing the game you actually want to play. Sometimes it's best just to turn Runescape off. But yeah, I sat here, used up a bit of double XP, and we were actually able to get ourselves a prayer level, so we're now 111, and we got ourselves a fire making level, so we're at 109. All nice, steady progress on towards getting a few 120s on the account. I've never been a big fan of going for the 120s, other than the ones that the game actually requires you to do for comp. But it's not something I'm completely opposed against. If I'm going to be playing the game, and I can progress towards these things while doing other things, I may as well do them, right? So I've just finished up doing all of the buys that I actually want to do. Like, we've probably done, I want to say 3 to 4 hours all in all. Used up a bit of double XP. Like I said, we got 111 prayer, and we also got 109 fire making from that. But I'm going to go to the Grand Exchange now and sell this. Our cash stack was on like 200k, and that's why I needed to do something like this, just to get the float back up. And hopefully when we sell all of this, we should have a nice steady stream of cash. So there's inventory number 1. Let's see how much this can net us. Yeah, all the way up to 15 mil. We still got loads to sell, so hopefully we can get at least over 20 mil from all of this. And there we go. We are up to 26.2 mil after selling everything. There are a few things that we are waiting to sell, but that ain't going to add up to too much. And to be honest with you, it's not too bad considering I would have literally have just logged off instead of doing this. So yeah, that's always welcomed. So while we're at it with selling our loot, we may as well see how much we can get for our God Horse Dungeon 2 loot tab so far. We should be able to get around 79 mil from this, which hopefully will put us over 100 mil total GP. I have obviously got the wands that we got in this episode, and we got the lance from another episode. So I'm going to sell all of this and see how much we can make. So I've managed to sell everything that I can for now without undercutting myself too much, and we're at just over 55 mil. We're waiting for the lance to sell, the essence, and the dormant anima core legs. None of these want to sell for under 5%, so I'm just going to leave these in. But as soon as all of this sells, we're going to be well over 100 mil. There we go, so everything's sold, and now I think it's time to actually get an upgrade on the account. I'm going to grab myself a set of Cinderbane Gloves next. Obviously, at this point in the game, this is when you would work on upgrading to your greater abilities, so you'd want to be going for Greater Barge and Greater Flurry. But obviously, because this series is going to be working a little bit different to a main account, because I already have the abilities, we can skip that, and we're going to go straight to Cinderbane Gloves. Cinderbane Gloves are a great upgrade to get on your account. Pretty much for every combat style, after you get yourself some tier 90s and a bit of base armor and get your stuff perked out, Cinderbanes are almost always a great option to grab on your account. They'll work for all 3 styles, they give you great stats, and they actually give you a significant DPS increase for what they actually are. Hopefully we can get down some of our PRs at the bosses we've already done. Obviously, these do not work everywhere, so be a bit hesitant on that. If you ain't going to be doing bosses that use them, maybe hold off on getting these and get something else that's going to be useful for you right now. But for me, for Hellweir, this is going to save us some time and hopefully increase our kills an hour. So we done another hour of Hellweir, and we were actually able to shave 1 second off of our PR, and we now have a 40-second. This wasn't a fluke. I was able to actually get 2 to 3 of these, I want to say. And our kill times are actually pretty consistent now with this gear setup that we've got. We're able to get ourselves sub 50-second kills most of the time, and to be honest with you, with the rotation I've been trying out, we've been getting around 43 seconds, 44 seconds maybe even on average. And nice, there we go, we actually got a crest of Seren. We need this for the log, so this is huge for the account. Like I said, the big thing for this game, for me, I previously would have avoided doing a lot of bosses because they don't make anywhere near as much money as a lot of the end game content. And doing this series truly is, for me, making the game so much more fun. I can actually go for logs, chill out, do bosses I wouldn't normally do, and overall show my journey with you guys, which is fun by itself, right? But yeah, the crest is thankfully 15 mil, which is a lot more than the Wand and Orb. So yeah, that's going to be nice in the bank, and that's going to help bring our cash stack up even more. Our next upgrade is definitely going to be the Lanakaya Spear. If I can get this Lanakaya Spear, we can start the Slayer grind. I can see how Slayer is without having the Trim Masterwork, all of that good stuff, and see how efficient we can actually be on certain tasks, how much money we can make, and whatnot. So hopefully I should be able to sell this crest and get ourselves a Lanakaya Spear now. Oops, just got to put in my authenticator. I've had a few of you guys actually ask me this. You can actually change your bank pin to be your authenticator on your phone, just to add even extra account security. You can do this from going to the banking options in-game by talking to any banker. So let's see how much we can sell this for. Does it instantly sell? Nope, didn't think so. There we go. So that we've already got 39 mil there. Let's quickly sell everything else and see how much we have. I'm not too sure how much a Lanakaya Spear is nowadays. I remember last time I checked it was just below 40 mil, so hopefully it hasn't rose too much. I'm pretty sure tons of people have actually just been camping the new dinosaurs AFK in them, going for pets. So I'm assuming it will actually be pretty low. So we've got 45 mil, so that should be enough for us to actually get this spear. And I'm sure all of you guys know, but basically what the Lanakaya Spear is, it's got the same damage as a scythe, but it's got tier 75 accuracy. So anywhere that you are 100% accurate with tier 75 accuracy, this is going to be better than a scythe because it actually has a passive effect that increases the amount of weapon poison damage that you do by 5%, and it also has an additional 5% chance to apply the poison in the first place. So basically, long story short, the Lanakaya Spear is amazing for 90% of your Slayer tasks. So if you do need the accuracy, however, it will be significantly worse than the Lance. So you want to make sure only to use this on the tasks that you can have 100% accuracy. And I'll try cover some of them things as we do some Slayer on the account. There we go. It actually bought for 36.7 mil. Like, pretty happy with that. It's kind of weird because obviously I'm rebuying gear, right? And if you take a look at my gear tab, I have 2 of multiple things. So like, I've obviously got another set of Drygors. I've now got 2 Lanakaya's Spear. I've got another set of Masterwork. It's pretty weird seeing how I've doubling basically all of the armor sets in my bank. But to be honest with you, I find it pretty cool. I know some people could say, well, why don't you just put the money aside into shards and just use the gear that you've got? To me, it's more fun just buying it outright. A lot of the fun is actually earning the money and purchasing it. If I'm skipping out that little middle bit, it's kind of less fun for me. But yeah, same protocol, Lanakaya's Spear. Because we're going to be doing Slayer, I'm not going to set one just Precise 6 for this. You want to make sure you get Precise 6 and Genocidal. Very important for Slayer. To be honest with you, Equilibrium 4 paired with Ruthless is just as important for Slayer as well. It's basically going to be like an extra 7% damage increase. So it may even be worth doing the 20 attempts for that. Unfortunately, I've only got 9 mil at the moment. So I'm not going to be able to get that unless I get really lucky. I'll see what I can do. And hopefully we can just get this perk with Precise 6, Genocidal and Equilibrium 4. But for anyone out there that's doing Slayer, get Equilibrium 4 paired with Ruthless 3. It's a really great perk for Slayer. Trust me. Right, so let's see how lucky we can actually get with this. So As always, precise 6, you want 9 historic components, and you want to use an extreme invention potion. And there we go, we got precise 6 genocidal. Took us about 5 attempts, which is a bit unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Next up, Equilibrium 4. To get this, all you need to use is 8 Time Worn components in an Ancient Weapon Gizmo. And this gives you a high chance to get an Equilibrium 4 and approximately a 1 in 20 chance to get an Equilibrium 4 and Ruthless 3. That's the best in slot for this specifically. So let's see what we can get here. Equilibrium 4. I'm not going to go... I'll tell you what, actually. We've got 4 more gizmos. I will see if we can actually get what we need in these 4 gizmos. And if we can, we'll settle on it, obviously. If not, it's not the end of the world. We'll keep the Equilibrium 4s for our other styles. So there we go. We didn't get it that time. Stream... Oh, nice. 147 invention. It's really weird seeing a level go up that high. Like, normally it caps at 120, which, to be honest, it's weird seeing levels go above 99 in the first place. But yeah, there we go. So on the Lanakaya Spear, I'm going to go grab myself an Augmenter, put Precise 6, Genocidal, and Equilibrium 4 on there. And then we'll get into some Slayer. So I'm going to put together a Slayer preset real quick. This is actually something that I'm always quite interested in. There's not too many people on the Reddit that post their like updated Slayer presets. So if you guys have any interesting ones, feel free to join my Discord and drop them in the general chat there. But normally, as a rule of thumb, you just want to make sure you have your Excalibur, your Spring Cleaner, Gem Bag, all of that stuff. Some people bring the Karis Clue Carrier, but to be honest with you, if you get clues, there's no point having an extra space for this. But yeah, I'd be intrigued to see what you guys all opt to bring for your Slayer preset. I'm going to put one together real quick now. Pretty unfortunate that we've only got an Amulet of Fury, and one of you guys did actually mention that, I'll tell you what, just for you right now, I'm going to sell the Fury, because it actually has worse stats than the Amulet of Fury trimmed, and it's supposedly more expensive. So, if we purchase an Amulet of Fury trimmed, it gives you an extra +2 on all of the stats, I'm pretty sure, and it's like $1 cheaper. So, if you haven't done this already, and you're using an Amulet of Fury, you may as well upgrade to the Amulet of Fury trimmed, because you're going to get more prayer bonus and more stats. One of the biggest things for Slayer is actually the relics that you have. I'm fortunate enough to be on my main account, so obviously I have the best relics available to me. And the best relics for Slayer, for the most part, is Slayer Introspection is a must-have. It basically enables you to pick the max or min amount of a task that you get. I know I bang on about this all the time, but it really is crazy to get. Like, I know getting, I think it's 119 or 118 archaeology, but you can actually boost archaeology by using pulse cores, and you can maintain your boost by lobbying every 50 seconds. So you can get this pretty early. You can get this at about 112, maybe 111 archaeology, which obviously I know isn't early for some people, but there are a lot of people out there that are on the fence whether or not they should grab this or not. So yeah, this is going to let us pick the minimum or maximum amount of a Slayer creature that we get assigned. The Luck of the Dwarves is going to allow us to benefit from a Luck of the Dwarves at all times, so we don't miss out on a Hazelmere's Signet Ring, for example. And then I'm going to keep Persistent Rage on for now, because it's just a perk that I love. But if the task comes to it, where they drop bones or ashes, I will actually swap this to Death Note. And Death Note will guarantee so that every bone and ash drop that you receive are noted. So that's really great for Slayer as well, to give you some little bit of extra profit. Another goal that I actually have on the account at the moment, which is going back to the whole, I don't want to just do things the most efficient way possible just to make money. I want to do things that I haven't previously done. And one of them things I actually want to do is completing the Slayer Codex. And it's basically a Pokedex for RuneScape, for those of you familiar with that, which I'm sure you are. And you basically run around the game, and when you're on a task, you can collect the souls from creatures. You can collect them off task, but the rate is significantly lower unless you're 120. But yeah, I'm at 51 monsters collected, and I'm actually going to be collecting these as we go. And hopefully towards the latter part of this series, we'll be able to completely finish this. I think that'll be a fun goal to go for. There's also so many Slayer monsters that you can kill in your personalised Slayer dungeon. And a lot of them haven't actually been tested, or they ain't publicly tested. People haven't let people know, so to speak. And if we go into my dungeon now, we can actually see that last thing that I tested was Fire Watches. I've heard a lot of mixed things with these, saying that they're good, they're bad. I can tell you right now that Fire Watches in your personalised Slayer dungeon are horrendous and never to do them. So I'm saving you guys the time for getting the souls. Do not do these. There are another two things that are great in here, which I'm sure many of you are aware of. Spiritual Warriors are pretty good, really good, like consistent AFK GP. If you want to be a little bit less AFK and make a fair bit more money, spiritual mages are the way to go. And then even more money can be made by AFK and Capsarius. Whenever I want to AFK these, I put these in the small dungeon. And you basically just stand in the middle using your area loot with a Lorehand Familiar and pressing space every time you get a drop that's noteworthy. But yeah, I'm hoping to collect the souls and maybe we can test out some more monsters in here. I know a lot of you guys are keen on seeing me test out other monsters, see if there's any other ways to get AFK GP other than, you know, the meta methods of killing Capsarius, Spiritual Mages, and Spiritual Warriors. So that'll be something fun that we can do on the side in the series as well. Okay, so this is the Slayer preset that I've gone with so far. We're just going to have one Elder Overload potion in here, 2 Aggression potions, 4 doses. If you get the flask, you are going to be paying a premium. But obviously, we're not at a point in the count where we can just be throwing money away. Same with the Super Restores. Also, a Weapon Poison. Even if you don't have Cinderbane Gloves, if the monster that you're killing is weak to poison, or susceptible, should I say, you want to be using Weapon Poison. It will increase your kills an hour, and hopefully your profits in turn. A lot of people hesitate on using Vampirism Scrimshaws, and I'm not too sure why. I understand the whole consensus of, well, if you don't need it, why use it? The whole point is if you're spending money and time sitting there eating, and you have to spend a lot more attention, and it takes away from the AFK ability, why put yourself through the stress? Like, the amount of money that you lose an hour using a Vamp Scrimshaw, especially if you make your own, really is negligible, especially considering the fact that you can make 20 to 30 mil easily in Runescape 3. Like, it's not like old school where you have to penny pinch, so to speak. And there we go. Look, we just got another 10 Ancient Bones, which means we can get another Scrimshaw. I haven't had to personally buy any Scrimshaws in this series so far. And I know a lot of you guys ain't at the point in ports where you can sustain these. But I'm just saying, like, if you're hesitating on using these because of the cost, I'd heavily recommend reconsidering it. You should be able to make enough money with pretty much anything that you do to offset this cost and still make a ton of profit, while having so much more quality of life when it comes to actually doing bossing and Slayer. And while that little tangent's over, the rest of the things that I have in here, Soften and Slayer dungeon teleports for your corrupted creatures and your Soul Devourer tasks. And then the Vital Drop enhancers, these are also huge for doing any Slayer. If you've watched my Road to 1 Billion series, you know just how much money you can make extra using these. The Excalibur, I would have an Ancient Elven Ritual Shard if we'd unlocked one in the series so far, but we haven't, so that will eventually go up here. And then we are actually going to be having our Gem Bag, Spring Cleaner, Slayer Master Cape, which can be used to teleport to a Slayer Master and force a task 20% of the time, so this is great to use. You have to wear this, so make sure you wear it if you have one. And then the Slayer Codex, because like I said, I want to keep track of these things, see what we have and see what we haven't. And this also gives us infinite teleports to our Slayer personalized dungeon. So that's great to have as well. The other thing that we're going to need to bring is some Ushtabis. Ushabti? I don't know what this word is. Just bear with me on that one. We are going to need more of these as we go, but hopefully we have enough Slayer points to sustain them. And yeah, this is pretty much it for the preset. Our first task that we've got is Nightmare Creatures. I have a great guide on the channel that's had a ton of positive feedback from you guys, and you can make a lot of money killing these. Unfortunately, we do not actually have enough money on the account to where we can get ourselves a noxious staff willy-nilly. If I had that, I'd probably go try the method using Legacy Barraging, but because we don't, we're going to have to use melee. I'm a little bit skeptical whether the Lanakaya Spear is the way to go on these, so I may actually end up just killing them one by one with Drygors, but we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated. So the Lanakaya Spear definitely isn't the way to go. I've only got 47 of these, so I will just see the task out. Like, if you do have a scythe, you can use a cannon and lure them all and kill them in AoE. But unfortunately, because we don't, I'm not going to be doing that while killing these. I haven't actually ever received a Nightmare Gauntlet drop. So I really hope we can get one. They're like 100 mil at the moment. And I'm unsure whether I'm going to keep it for personal use or just sell it. I'll probably sell it and get some other gear upgrades. But yeah, 100 mil will be really nice from this time. Another little tip as well. If you're killing something you're not too accurate at, the Quake ability that you should be using anyways as good AoE has a chance to apply an affinity debuff to the opponent that you're killing. So if you use this here and it doesn't splash, which hopefully it shouldn't, you'll just have a higher hit chance in general. So it's definitely one of your thresholds that you want to prioritize using. That is such a troll. I just got a daily challenge for Slayer completed and I thought I got a drop. I can't be asked. And there we go. That's the task complete. It took us 15 minutes to kill, what was that, like 50 odd of them? So like obviously killing them one by one, you're not going to get too much profit, but that will still be a decent amount to be fair. So I'm going to go see what our next task is, and hopefully we can get something nice. I'm not too sure what I'd really want. I wouldn't mind some soul devourers or corrupted creatures, and even something like wyverns would be good. But yeah, we'll see what we can get. Nihils, yep, you can't go wrong with Nihils. I'm going to select the max amount for 110, and we're going to dust off our Nihil gear that we made in episode 2. Unfortunately, this is all I have for you guys today. The footage that I've got's already over 20 minutes of footage, so I don't want to bore you guys too much and do really long episodes. I'm sure some of you guys will like that. Let me know down below. Like, I don't mind making them longer. It's just I don't want to bore you guys, you know? I know there was a lot of rambling in this video. If you'd rather me just stick to like just being informative and telling you guys the things that are most important opposed to the kind of rambling I've done here, like let me know down below. At the end of the day, I want to talk to you guys, and I feel like this is the best way to have a dialogue going, just to talk to you guys about my thoughts and feelings while playing the game, so that you guys can follow along on my journey as much as you possibly can. Obviously, the ideal scenario would actually be to stream this. I'm not too sure if and when I'm going to be doing that, but it's definitely a possibility. So if that's something you'd like to see, as always, let me know in the comment section down below. If you guys are enjoying the series so far and you enjoy this episode, drop a like to let me know. Let me see your feedback. And as always, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date on all of the future episodes that I'm going to be dropping out and all of the guides that we have coming to the channel. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you're enjoying playing, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.